Saturday Night Live had another fun night this weekend as comedian Nikki Glaser finally took the stage as the host for the first time ever. It's something fans have been waiting on for years, since Glaser has been one of the most requested stand-up comics to host the show. The episode turned out to be a strong mix of her bold sense of humor, sharp timing, and familiar SNL-style sketches that kept everyone entertained from start to finish. She was joined by Sombr, a first-time musical guest who also brought serious energy to the night with his smooth and stylish performances. Overall, the episode had a lot of memorable moments, blending political jokes, absurd comedy, and heartfelt nostalgia for longtime viewers. The episode kicked off with a political cold open that took viewers straight to the White House. In the sketch, several pharmaceutical company executives were in a serious meeting about lowering drug prices when chaos suddenly broke out. When someone fainted, RFK Jr. ran away in panic, and then James Austin Johnson appeared as Donald Trump, freezing time and taking over the moment with his signature monologue. As usual, his Trump impression was spot on, filled with exaggerated confidence and absurd remarks about recent elections and policies. He even joked that the election results weren't a rejection of him but rather of his advisor, Stephen Miller. It was typical SNL comfort food, the kind of political humor that the show's fans expect each week. Then came the moment everyone was waiting for: Nikki Glaser's monologue. She walked onto the stage with full confidence, holding a microphone like a true stand-up pro. Her energy immediately took over Studio 8H. She opened with a bold joke about being at Jeffrey Epstein's original island, a risky move that showed she wasn't afraid to go for edgy humor right away. She followed that up with jokes about spray tans, her boyfriend's height, and how she spends her free time after getting her nails done. One of her funniest moments came when she said she's recently become obsessed with slavery, which made the audience laugh nervously before she turned it into a clever punchline about generational guilt and social awkwardness. She also joked about her younger Gen Z friends, saying they're safe going out with her because she has what she calls a resting Ghislaine face. It was classic Glaser, daring, brutally honest, and hilarious. Glaser's monologue was a reminder of why she's become such a respected figure in comedy. Earlier this year, she hosted the Golden Globes and earned praise for her ability to make sharp jokes without crossing lines that would get her in trouble. Her old friend John Millhiser, a former SNL cast member, even said in the review that she's smart, funny, charming, and now she's the decade. He also recalled watching her MTV show Nikki and Sarah live years ago and admiring how far she's come since then. The sketches began right after with Karaoke Night, a hilarious bit featuring Tommy Brennan, Sarah Sherman, and Nikki Glaser as siblings at a family karaoke dinner. When it's their turn to sing, they choose super romantic songs like Iris by Goo Goo Dolls and I'll Make Love to You by Boys II Men, which gets very awkward very fast because, as it turns out, the two are brother and sister. The crowd loved the cringy sibling chemistry and Kenan Thompson's perfectly timed reaction shots, which added even more lauder to the scene. Next up was Spirit Tunnel Anxiety, a sketch about celebrities dreading the moment when they have to dance through the spirit tunnel on the Jennifer Hudson Show. The fake commercial advertised a medication called Hudsicillian, which supposedly helps celebrities get out of doing embarrassing dances by making them too sick to show up. It was a playful dig at daytime TV awkwardness without being mean-spirited, and the idea itself was clever and relatable for anyone who's ever seen one of those overly hyped talk show entrances. Then came one of the biggest highlights of the night, the MrBeast sketch. Glaser played Belle from Beauty and the Beast. But instead of a scary monster, her captor was the YouTube megastar MrBeast, played by Ben Marshall. The sketch poked fun at MrBeast's style of making over the top videos for brand deals and charity giveaways. With more than 446 million YouTube subscribers, MrBeast's popularity made this spoof feel instantly recognizable. The cast leaned into the absurdity of turning a fairy tale into a YouTube video challenge, and Glaser handled the parody like a pro. The American Girl XL sketch followed, showing how men have started buying large, life-sized versions of American Girl dolls and treating them in creepy ways. It started like a nostalgic commercial for childhood dolls and turned into a bizarre, darkly funny commentary about modern loneliness and weird hobbies. One of the most chaotic sketches of the night was Mechanical Bull, featuring Glaser and Sarah Sherman as two drunk women at a bachelorette party who decide to ride a bar's mechanical bull. Things quickly spin out of control when the bull goes wild, launching them into an insane adventure that feels like a cross between Bill and Ted and Top Gun. They even end up meeting Galileo mid-ride. James Austin Johnson's dramatic singing voice and Kenan Thompson's stoic bartender made it even funnier. Then came Sombr's first performance of the night, and he didn't disappoint. Dressed in a red suit reminiscent of Mick Jagger's style, he sang one of his hit songs with an incredible mix of 80s synth, pop, new wave, and 70s funk influences. His energy filled the studio, and it was easy to see why he's been nominated for Best New Artist at the Grammys. The Weekend Update segment followed with Colin Jost and Michael, she delivering their usual mix of political jokes and pop culture commentary. Cheese jokes about O.J. Simpson and Michael Jackson felt like callbacks to classic SNL humor, while Jost got laughs when he brought out Pete Davidson as a guest. Pete joked about his show in Saudi Arabia, saying he's not giving up yet, a playful reference to his career's ups and downs. He also threw in a dig at Lorne Michaels, joking that Tina Fey was already prepared to take over the show. It was short but sweet, and fans enjoyed seeing Pete back at the update desk. Another standout sketch of the night was Delta Gamma, about a sorority that discovers a frat guy has infiltrated their group by wearing a hyper-realistic mask. The sketch had a fun horror movie vibe with a funny reveal at the end. SNL also presented a new animated short called Brad and His Dad, created by Mikey Day and Streeter Seidel. It told the story of a divorced dad trying to bond with his awkward teenage son. The cartoon's humor was dry and slightly strange, feeling like something straight out of the early days of Mike Judge cartoons like Beavis and Butt-Head. Flight was another strong sketch featuring Glaser as a flight attendant dealing with a plane full of frustrated passengers stuck on the runway. The captain, played by James Austin Johnson, kept coming on the intercom not to update them about the flight, but to talk about the women he was matching with on a dating app. The banter between Sarah Sherman and Andrew Dismukes in the sketch gave it a warm, natural vibe, showing how much fun the cast was having. Sombr returned for his second performance, this time singing Back to Friends, the lead single from his debut album, I Barely Know Her. The song has already become a hit after performances on The Tonight Show and the MTV VMAs, and his live energy made the crowd move along. The night wrapped up with a whimsical sketch called Anna, in which Nikki Glaser played a woman visiting a magical forest that resembled something out of Alice in Wonderland. She gives a pinwheel to two curious creatures, played by Mikey Day and Jeremy Culhane, who react with so much excitement that it quickly becomes overwhelming. It was a sweet and silly sketch, and Millhiser praised Culhane's work, saying he's one of the funniest up and coming performers in comedy today. By the end of the show, it was clear that Nikki Glaser's hosting debut was a success. She managed to bring her stand-up charm to every sketch while fitting perfectly into the SNL ensemble. Her timing, confidence, and bold joke delivery made it feel like she'd been part of the cast for years. Fans online quickly shared clips from her monologue and the MrBeast sketch, both of which started trending shortly after the episode aired. The night also gave Sombr a huge spotlight, showing off his musical talent and cementing his status as one of the freshest new artists of the year. Between his stylish performances and Glaser's fearless comedy, the episode had just the right mix of music, humor, and viral-worthy moments. As SNL heads deeper into its 51st season, the momentum seems strong. Nikki Glaser's episode reminded everyone that stand-up comedians can still bring a special spark to the show, one that feels authentic and unpredictable in the best way possible. If this debut was any indication, fans will definitely be hoping to see her return to host again soon.